but
Amen.
I want to ask you though, right? What was that? Because you said, man, I did not have a plan when I left nursing school. I knew God said no, but I still stayed in nursing school a little bit longer, right? That's the first thing,
Yeah.
right? What was it that made you finally say, all right, God, like let me leave this alone, right? Because you were there, you knew he said no, but you continued, right, in that
Right.
process. And I know you said, man, I had put time in. It took me so long to get into nursing school. I was doing great with my classes. It was like, in all intents and purposes, right? Anybody looking on the outside in would say, yeah, Annie, like, man, nursing is your thing. Obviously, God wants you to be in that area because, hey, he got you in finally, right? You're doing great in the classes, right? Everything is smooth sailing. So what was it that finally was that push to get you over the hump to say, all right, it's time for me to get out of here? Because you didn't have a plan, right?
Right.
So what was that thing?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the reasons why I stayed in nursing school so longer is really just to please my parents. And I
Mm,
think that it really was like the I just didn't want to disappoint them. Like it's always been pushed into, me and my sister as well, that our parents came here and worked so hard and never expected us to have after school jobs and things like that so that we could go to school and be on this very concrete plan. And I just didn't want to disappoint. Like my parents came here from a different country. They worked so
right.
hard, and the phone call to call them and tell them, it was just I was dreading that. I think for me it was just my first journey into being able to honor my parents but then honor God more. And I
Mm,
think that that was my first real lesson in that, because my parents are great people. They're women, and a woman and a man of God that I truly do respect. But I think that for me, it really was when I had to realize that they want what's best for me on this earth as far as what they can see, because they don't want me
mhm.
to struggle. They don't want, they have a way that they want me to look and carry myself and things like that up on this earth. But God sees so much further. And my parents are seeing what they just want me comfortable the next few years and 10 years and etc. But God sees the beginning, middle, and end of why he wants me to leave nursing school and the impact that I'm gonna make. And so I think it was just that of learning that hard balance between, yes, honoring my parents, but before them, I have to honor God.
Mm,
And it
mm.
wasn't until I really realized that that I was gonna ride out in nursing school, but yeah, God had different plans.
Nah, that's such a good point, right? And that realization that you have, right? And sometimes when we were younger, we don't really grasp it as clear that the reality is our parents don't hate us. It's not that they
Right,
want to control our lives. They don't want not that they want to tell us what to do. It's really that they've been through life and they want the best for us. You know what I mean?
right,
They want us to live comfortable. They don't want us to struggle. Like this is the reality, right? And we
right,
see the same thing when God presents himself as our father through his word, right? God desires the same for us too, as in that role as a parent toward us as his children. And so, it's great to have that understanding, and understand our parents' character. So I mean, there may be people out there who are in that same situation right now. You have to realize, right, the character of your parents is that they love you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you have to really wrestle with God to know what direction he's leading you in. And once you know that, you have to know that your parents, right, who also love you and love God, are going to understand, right, at some point. Maybe not immediately, right?
right,
You know what I mean? But like you're saying, right, at some point we all individually now have to start making choices and decisions based on our personal relationship with Jesus. And
right,
that all the time isn't easy for other people to understand. It ain't even easy for us to understand. Let's be clear, okay?
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because Jesus, I ain't have no plan when I left nursing school, okay?